Good day, everyone. So for today, we're going to talk about citing literature using the latest AP edition as well as in-text citation. Okay, so as researchers, we have to use the latest APA edition whenever we cite our sources and references. So for now, the latest APA edition is the seventh edition. Okay, so the purpose of this is we're going to cite sources, whether they are parenthetical or narrative, and all of our referencing styles should be based on the APA format. Okay, so we have two types of in-text citations. We have what we call parenthetical in-text citation, and we have narrative in-text citation. So for parenthetical in-text citation, the name of the author and the publication year is inside an open and close parenthesis. For the narrative in-text citation, we're going to use this if the author's name is part of the narrative. To show you what they look like, okay, take a look at these. For parenthetical in-text citation, you put the citation at the end of your cited text. Okay, so don't forget the name of the author and the copyright year. And then for the narrative in-text citation, we use the name of the author as part of the cited text. Okay, so don't forget what they look like. Okay, you're going to need this when you establish your literature review. Now, these are some formats to use whenever we encounter references and sources for our for your citations. Okay, so just to give you a tip, if you're going to use parenthetical citation, you should include everything within the open and close parentheses. And when I say everything, we're going to include the name of the author and the copyright year. Okay, so that is for parenthetical citation. For narrative citations, only the copyright year is included in the open and close parentheses. The name of the author or the organization that authored the reference will be part of your cited text. Okay, so we'll go into further detail about this later. All right, so we do have other formats for citation. Okay, so first is what if there are no page numbers? Okay, if there are no page numbers, okay, so we will have to use the abbreviation para. Okay, so para stands for paragraph and section heading with the number of the paragraph. So take a look at the samples below. Okay, so if you're going to cite a citation with no page numbers, okay, you will have to use this format. Next is if this is a secondary in-text citation. Okay, so there are instances in which you will have to cite a work discussed in another source. So if that's the case, then secondary citation must be applied. Okay, so for the narrative style, okay, you should write it like this. So we have here the example: Seidenberg and McClellan study, open and close parentheses, as cited in Coulthard et al. 1993. Now, if you're doing this parenthetical style, just include everything within the open and close parentheses. Okay. Now, you will have, or rather, we will fully utilize this if we're going to create our reference list, or we sometimes call it the bibliography, and this is often found at the end of the paper. So when we say the references or the bibliography, this contains the complete information of all of the cited sources, and you have to place it at the end of your paper along with the other documents that you have used for your study. And take note of the format. All references must be in double spacing and with a hanging indentation of a ½ inch for references with more than one line. Okay? So if your reference is a book, your citation should look like this. Okay, so don't forget, these are the two most important things that you will have to get whenever you cite sources. Don't forget the name of the author and the copyright year or publication date. Okay, so these two are the most important. Okay, so whenever we cite sources, these are always the first ones. Okay, so the name of the author. So the last name of the author should be the first, followed by the first and the middle initial. And then we have the copyright year or the year of the publication, the title of the book. Okay, don't forget the title of the book should be italicized. And then last is the name of the publisher. Now, what if there are two or more authors in the book? Okay, so if we have two or more authors, then we have to state the names of both authors. Okay, so we have here the authors, copyright year, and then the name of the book, followed by the name of the publisher. Now, what if there is no specific author? What if it is an institution or a group that has authored the book? So there's no need for you to determine the specific names of the authors. Just cite there the name of the corporate group or the institution that authored the book. So here we have the name of the institution, followed by the copyright year, and then we also have here the name of the book, and then last is the name of the publisher. Now, if the book is an edited version or if it's a revised edition, okay, we have to state that in our citation. Okay, so we have here the name of the author. If it's an edited book, okay, we have to use the abbreviation ED. ED stands for edited. And then after that, it's followed by the copyright year, and then the name of the book, and then last is the name of the publisher. Now, what if there is no known author or the author of the book is not known? So there's no need for you to determine that anymore. Just state here the title of the book, okay, the title of the book followed by the copyright year and then followed by the name of the publisher. What if it's an ebook? Okay, what if it's not a printed book? What if it's an electronic book? Okay, so we have two options here. Okay, but first, you have to state the name of the author followed by the copyright year, and then followed by the title of the book. Okay, and then after the title of the book, it is followed by the name of the publisher. Now we have two options here. If the ebook is from a certain website, or if you got the ebook from a specific website, you have to state the hyperlink where you've accessed that ebook. Okay. Now, if the ebook, let's say, is a downloadable ebook, and since this is from a website that doesn't let you read online but rather lets you download the ebook, then there's no need for you to state the hyperlink. Just state the name of the institution that published that ebook. Now, if this is an ebook from a specific website, or this is a website that lets you read ebooks online, okay, so this is what it should look like. So again, we have the name of the author, followed by the copyright year, and then followed by the title of the ebook, as well as the name of the website where it is published, okay, and then the hyperlink where you've accessed this ebook. Now, if your cited text is from a specific chapter in a book, so it should look like this. Okay, so we have the name of the author, followed by the copyright year, and then followed by the name of the chapter or the title chapter, or rather the chapter title. And then after that, it's followed by the title of the book. And then we have to state here the specific page numbers where we have accessed that particular article. And then last is the name of the publisher. Now, what if the citation is from an article, or if it's from an article entry, or what if it's a chapter from an online reference, say it's from an encyclopedia, a dictionary, or a handbook? Okay, so it should look like this. So again, we have to state the name of the author, followed by the copyright year, followed by the title of the article, okay, and then followed by the name of the reference. Okay, so in this case, the cited text is from an encyclopedia. So here we have two options. If the encyclopedia is an online one, or if this is an online encyclopedia, after stating the name of the publisher, you have to state the hyperlink where you have accessed this encyclopedia. Now, if this is a printed encyclopedia, let's say this is from the reference section of the library, you have to state here the volume number or the issue number of the encyclopedia, followed by the page numbers where you have accessed that particular article, and then it's followed by the publisher of that encyclopedia. Now, if this is an ERIC document, ERIC is actually an open reference library. This is where you can access thousands of journals that you can use for your literature review. And all of the journals in ERIC are actually peer reviewed, so they are quite credible. Okay, so it should look like this. Again, we have the name of the author, followed by the copyright year, followed by the name of the article, and then it's followed by the reference number of that particular journal, and then it's followed by ERIC. ERIC is the name of the publisher. Okay, and then after that, this is the hyperlink where you have access to that particular document. Now, if this is a journal article, when we say journals, this is a collection of researches, and these are often published by groups or institutions. Okay, and sometimes now we can browse journals, okay, just so we can find citations for our literature review. Now, if this is an article from a journal, it should look like this. Okay, so again, we get the name of the author. The last name comes first, followed by the initials. Next, it is followed by the year of publication. And then after that, you have to state the title of the article. And then after the title article, we have to state here the title of the journal where we got it from. And then since this is from a journal, we should not forget the volume or the issue number. Okay, and then we have to state also the page numbers where we got it from. And then after these, it is followed by the hyperlink where we have accessed that particular journal. Okay, so what if this is a print journal? Okay, a printed journal. It's not from a specific website. So it should look like this. Again, we get the names of the authors, followed by the copyright year, and then it's followed by the name of the article. And then after the name of the article, it's followed by the name of the journal. Okay, and then we state the volume and the issue number as well as the page numbers. Now, what if there are two or more authors in a journal article? We can have up to 20 authors in one journal article. So if that is the case, so we state the names of these authors, and then it's followed by the copyright date. Then after that, we state the name of the article. Then after that, we state the name of the journal. Again, we state also the volume and the issue number, followed by the page numbers. And then after that, we state the hyperlink where we have accessed that particular journal. Now, what if the journal article has 21 authors or more? Okay, and there are instances in which it's like that. Now, if this happens, we should only list the first 19 authors. Okay, don't forget, only the first 19 authors will be stated. After the 19th author, we will state here an ellipsis. So when we say an ellipsis, it's a punctuation mark. No, it's the 3-dotted punctuation mark. Then after the ellipsis, we state the last name and the first initials of the last author. Okay, so take a look at the example below. Okay, so we have here the 19 authors, ellipsis, and then followed by the name of the last author, followed by the copyright year, and then followed by the name of the article. After that, it's followed by the name of the journal. Again, we state here the volume and the issue number, and then the page numbers, and then it's followed by the hyperlink where we have accessed this particular journal. Now, what if your cited text is from a newspaper? So it should look like this. Okay, so if the newspaper that you have accessed is from a database, now mind you, now all newspapers have what we call online databases. So that is where you can access newspapers from previous dates if there is no more printed newspaper available from that particular date. Okay, so don't forget, again, we state the name of the author, followed by the copyright year. After that, we state the name of the article, and then after we state the name of the newspaper. Okay. Now, what if this is from the website of the newspaper and there is no known author? So it should look like this. Okay. So state the title of the article, followed by the specific date. Mind you, this is from a newspaper, and newspapers are published daily. So since they are published daily, whenever you get the copyright date, it should be the complete date, okay, month, date, and then the year. Okay, so once you've stated the copyright date, okay, you state the name of the newspaper, and then it's followed by the hyperlink where you have accessed that particular newspaper article. Now, what if the newspaper is a printed one? Now, this is not the newspaper that you have read online. Okay, this is a newspaper that you have bought from an actual store. Okay, so it should look like this. Again, we state the name of the author, followed by the copyright date, and then it's followed by the title of the article. It's followed also by the name of the newspaper, and then we have to state the specific page where we have read that particular article. Now, the same thing is done also with magazines, albeit there are some differences. Right? So what if this is from a database or a printed magazine? Okay, so these are the differences. Okay, so again, we take the name of the author followed by the copyright year. Okay, so we have to state also the name of the article followed by the name of the magazine, and we also have to state the volume number of the magazine, volume and issue number, followed by the page numbers. Okay, so if the magazine is a printed one, okay, so we leave it at that. But if this is a magazine article from the website of the magazine, we have to state the specific hyperlink where we got this from. It's important for that. Okay, so after magazine, okay, what if your article is from the internet? Okay, so you have to state the author, state the author, followed by the copyright date. Okay, and then after the date, we have to state the name of the article. And after the name of the article, we have to state the name of the website. After the name of the website, we have to state the hyperlink where we got the article from. So what if there's no specific author? What if the article is authored by a specific organization or group? So there's no need for you to get the specific name of the author, just state the name of the organization. And then it's followed by the copyright date or the publication date, and then it's followed by the name of the website, and then it's followed by the hyperlink where you got it from. Okay. What if there is no known author, there's no known date, and this is a common issue whenever you look for internet articles. Okay, so if that happens, then you write your citation like this. Okay, so state the name of the article followed by the abbreviation ND. So ND stands for no date, okay, and should be in open and close parentheses. And then after that, it is followed by the name of the website followed by the hyperlink. Okay, the hyperlink where you got that article from. Okay, so just a few reminders. Okay, so you will only include a retrieval date if the information on the web page is designed to change over time. Okay, now if you're going to cite multiple web pages from a single website, then you should create a separate reference for each web page. Now, if you want to mention a website in its entirety, just mention it in your text with the URL in an open and close parentheses. So you don't have to include it anymore in your references. Now, what if your cited text is from a blog post? Okay, so if it's from a blog post, okay, mind you, you have to discern the specific blog post, because within the bounds of research, now blog posts aren't really considered as credible sources. So my tip for you guys is, if you're going to use a blog post as a reference, you have to double check the credentials of the blog creator or of the blog author. Now, if the blog author is an expert within that field, then by all means, go ahead and use the blog post. However, if it's otherwise, I would recommend that you look for another reference, okay, a more credible one at that. Now, let's say that your cited text is from a blog. Okay, so again, we have to state the name of the author, or in this case, the author of the blog. Then it's followed by the publication date, or the date when the blog entry was published. And then we have to state also the name of the blog post. And then after that, we have to state the name of the blog and then the hyperlink where we have accessed this particular blog post. Now, what if this is a test review? Okay, and specifically, what if this is an online test review? So we have to state the names of the proponent, followed by the copyright year, and then we have to state the name of the test. Okay, after the names of the test, we have to state the testing center where this was implemented, and the name of the reference where we got this from. Okay, and then it is followed by the name of the publisher. Okay. Now, what if your cited information is from a chart, a table, or a graph? If you're going to cite a table, a chart, or a graph from other references, you have to indicate a note, rather, at the bottom part of the cited items with copyright information. Now, if the work is a dissertation or a master's thesis, you should also submit a written permission along with your work. Don't forget, we call it a dissertation if the research work is done by people who are working on their doctorate degree. We call it thesis if the proponent is working on their master's program. Okay. Now, if your work is a paper submitted for coursework, permission is not necessary. Okay, so either way, we have to begin the citation with the word note. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, so from we have here the word note, and then we have here the name of the study, and we have here the name of the proponents, and we have here also the publication date. Okay, and then afterwards, no, we have here the name, okay, of the work. Okay, we have to state here also the specific page number. Okay, and then again the copyright year, and then we have to state, is this reprinted with permission or if the permission is not sought. Okay, so if this is reprinted with permission, then you have to state the formal correspondence where you got this from. Okay, now if permission is not sought, then there's no need for you to include a formal correspondence. Now, what if your cited text is from a certain video? Okay, let's say you got it from a DVD or a VHS. Now, VHS is actually from my time. Now, most libraries actually have video references. Okay, so if that is the case, you have to write your citation like this. Okay, so state the name of the author followed by their designation. So who is this person? Is this the director of the movie? Is he the producer, or is he the narrator of that video? And then you have to state the release date when that video was released, and then you have to state the name of that video. Then afterwards you have to state, is this a movie, is this a documentary, is this from a talk show? Okay, you have to state that there, and you have to state also what kind of video material this is. If this is from a library, you have to state, is this from a DVD reference or is this from a VHS reference? And then you have to state the name of the producers, or rather the production company where the movie was released. And then you have to state the name of the library where you got this from. So in this case, the example is from Cambridge Educational Library. Now, what if it's from an online video? Okay, so you have to state it like this. Now, let's say it's from a specific database. Okay, so you have to state the producer. So in this example, we have BBC. We have to state here the release date, and then we have to state here the name of the video, and then we have to state as well what kind of video is this. Is this a movie? Is this a documentary or a talk show? And then you have to state, okay, that this is a streamed video. Okay, and then you have to state what kind of streamed video. Is this on demand? Okay, when we say on demand, one example of on demand video content is Netflix. Okay, so if it's from that kind of platform, then you have to state it like that. Next, what if the video is from a specific website, like say it's from YouTube? Okay, so again, we have to state it like this. So we get the name of the author, and then we have to state, who is this author? Is he the presenter of the video? Is he the creator of the video? Or is he the director of the video? Then we have to state the date when the video was released, and then we have to state the name of the video, and then we have to state what kind of video reference this is. So if this is from a website or streaming website, just state their video. And then you have to state the affiliations of the presenter or of the author. So in this case, the author is from Michigan Medicine. And then you have to state the name of the website where you have streamed the video. Okay, and then of course, don't forget the hyperlink where you have accessed that particular video. Now, what if your cited text is from a dissertation or a thesis? Right? So in this case, what if the thesis or a dissertation is from a database, an electronic database from a certain library? So we have here the name of the proponent or the name of the author, followed by the copyright year, and then it's followed by the name of the study, and then it's followed by the publication number, and then after that, it is followed by the name of the institution where the study was released or where the study was published. Now, what if this is from an online archive or if it's from an online repository? Okay, so it's basically the same thought. So we get the name of the author, followed by the copyright year, and then it's followed by the name of the study. And then after that, we have to state what kind of study is this. Is this a master's thesis or is this a dissertation? Then after that, we have to state the name of the school, or we have to state the name of the institution where the study was published or released. And then after that, we have to state the hyperlink where we have accessed this particular study. Now, personal communications can also be considered as part of your cited texts. Let's say you want to cite a specific text, and this text is from the correspondence between you and a specific author. That is allowed. We just have to follow this format. Okay, so let's say you have to state here the name of the person you have been in correspondence with, and then in an opening close parenthesis, you have to state personal communication, and then state the date when you two have been in correspondence. Okay, so that will be all for this video. If you have further questions, you can contact me at my work website. Thank you so much for tuning in for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.